Welcome, guys, to another episode of Whoreible. This is yours. Oh my goodness. We are back at it again. Still celibate. Probably not by the time y'all actually hear this episode, because I am about to get fucked. But I am Mandii B, aka about to get fucked, aka by your daddy, probably, aka what's the.
Now she want them to have kids. What's up, y'all? I'm Weezy. Welcome back to another episode. A few things off the top. I feel very self-helpy today.
Okay.
Yesterday, I had a day where I just spent a lot of time committed to sometimes we get advice about whether it be manifestation or listening to certain things. And I was like, okay, I'm actually just going to take all of those things and do them instead of bullshitting.
Okay.
Kind of like how when people say they're going to go to the gym, but they don't go.
Right.
I feel, and I'm not saying that to be shady to anyone listening. I mean, sometimes we know we need to do it for our health. We know we need to do it for our mental, but we don't. So yesterday, I just did all the things I said I was going to do. And
what were some of those things?
So during some tough moments this year, I hit up all the people that I felt like had elevated within the last year, just right before my eyes just fucking blow up, right? One of my homegirls recently started a new business. And one of the things that she told me to do was start talking to myself more.
Okay.
And it sounds kind of loony-toony, but bitch, I ain't gonna hold you. She was like, the second you feel like a tear coming on or just something making you feel sad, you have to start talking to yourself. So literally yesterday, it started happening. And she was like, even if you feel stupid, you might laugh at yourself, but you got to do it. I was like, bro, you are so beautiful. I looked at myself in my own eyes in the mirror and I was like, you're so beautiful. You work so hard. You're going to get everything you want. Questlove sent me morning meditations. And he was like, he is one of those people, and I don't know if anyone listens to Questlove Supreme. I don't listen to podcasts, but there's no way he doesn't talk about this because he's been this person since I've become his friend. He is so you have to wake up in the morning and have a routine or you're not going to be successful. If you think that you can even wake up and not show gratitude, not stretch, not do these things, you can't be a functional, successful being, period. And he's been saying that to me forever. So finally, I did his morning meditation shit. And one of the things in the meditation, it was saying something about picture the life that you want. Meditate on what that life feels like. Think about that feeling and transfer that feeling into your body right now. And I've done that meditation a few times, but maybe I was just more open to receive it. It's crazy. I literally thought about, I don't know what he looks like. I know he was black. But I thought about me being outside with Nina and my man. And mind you, I've been having a lot of these days with the dread dude I'm dating, right? We go to the park and shit like that. But I just pictured the man. And
was it a man that you know already?
I don't even know a face. I just know the way that it made me feel. And it was very intense. And I was literally in the middle of meditating, smiling, thinking about it. That's how real it felt to me. It felt so at home. It felt like I knew who it was and it felt right. And I don't know when that's going to be welcomed into my life, but I had to know how it feels. And I think another thing I was doing, I literally journaled in a bar. I was at Smash Burger and I got a journal and I started journaling the things I want. And I'm really not scared to say it out loud because I find that sometimes I get very shy about expressing the things I want out of love because I know how sinister and lonely single bitches could feel. But when I was broke, I was talking about how rich I would be. And so if an amazing love is something I'm going to welcome into my life, I'm going to talk about it the same way. There were so many moments where I remember even talking about my studio or the things I would want or the money I would want to make. And maybe somebody looked at me and laughed about it. So that might be happening right now, but I can't give a fuck about it because that's just what I'm destined to have. So when I was writing down the things that I want, it was interesting because number 11 was something that I talked to my boy Andre last night about it. And I was like, am I a bird for wanting this? So the first 10 things are things that are deeply intellectual and spiritual in what I wanted a person. And number 11 was very basic. And it was someone I can party with. And I was like, yo, do I not know what I want? Because is this why I'm being kept from a good relationship? Because I'm looking for niggas to party with? He's like, no, like, but do you really think you want to party? Like, is that where your brain is at? You think you'll be there? And I'm like, bro, like, look at my mom. My mom was a Studio 54 girl. My mom is 72 years old, right? My mom doesn't party on the weekends. But if my mom and I are out together, she is the life of the party.
I don't think that that's... I think that a lot of women associate partying with the fun girl. There's a lot of relationships that I know now, like, that I see, they literally plan to go out and they'll go to clubs together. They'll go to dinners after. And I think...
But is that social or partying?
No, it's just them two. It's not for work, which that is what I identify as social. Social is, I'm going to network. I got to be around people. I got to show face. They literally went to like, and they're married couple, went to Habibi, which is this new place in Brooklyn. And then literally went to like a rooftop, went to hookah and literally bounced around.
Oh, I bounced around with my nigga a lot.
Had a good ass time. I remember that outside of the sex club, me and my ex used to do like, and I think that was a part of the things that I enjoyed. Like, partying is defined differently. It doesn't have to mean club.
It could mean bar.
It could mean Sunday football. We going out.
Yes.
We gonna watch the game. We're just gonna be out around people and talk.
That was it to me.
And so the idea that I think you have to get out of the phase of or the mindset that partying is a part of an attribute that lowers the value of a woman, which normally, again, the party girl, the fun girl. When we think of someone who constantly parties,
I'm in the streets.
It's deemed as you in the streets.
So I realized why I've been enjoying the relationship I'm having with the dread niggas so much. The most fun relationship I was in was Old Bay. Me and that nigga just knew how to move, bro.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. Like, there wasn't a dull moment. We'd be in the bed in the Lower East Side, and he'd be like, all right, let's go to lap. Like,
right.
And it happened to me and Dread the other day. Like, we had a great day. We were biking. We were doing shit. And I was like, so, and like, I don't know if anything's bad about it. But one thing he did say to me that made me feel a little like insecure, not like he was saying it as a shot to me, but I realized, oh, I wonder if I've seen this with other men. He was like, damn, like, have we had like a chill night? Have we ever like watched a movie together? Mind you, this nigga's flown to LA to be with me.
Right.
And no, I've never watched a movie with him. Like, I've never just chilled. And I was like, Now, I will say, as someone that's bi-coastal, maybe we just have to make the most of shit. But bro, like, we're moving. I've always have an event, or it's just something going on, or he's taking me somewhere. It's always something active. And hitting me, like, hospital dick is a man. And really, like, truly, when I'm journaling, bitch, this is in a bar. Like, I'm thinking about the men that I've dated and why I loved them. What was something that they lacked in. Hospital dick was the man that filled me the most and poured into me the most. But I didn't have fun with him like that. I really did not. He was next level love, right? Like, sending me fucking poetry and just making me feel like love of my life type shit. But it wasn't the same. Like, he wasn't like so much of a hood nigga, more than he was like, my bitch is lit. And if someone comes up to her and starts talking to her in a bar, I got to protect her type of guy. Instead of like smiley face, I'm thinking about when I was out with the dread nigga the other night, and it reminded me of Old Bay because boom, we go out to dinner at 7:00. Like, bitch, we in the streets till 5. And that shit is fun as shit to me. It's a very New York night. It's something that makes me love this city. And no, it's not every time, but I realize this is a fucking quality that I need in the person I'm dating. So literally, when I'm on a date with a guy, and it's terrible because I'm talking to my guy friends about what I want, and I'm trying to see what they read in me. And Alex was like, you keep looking for fuck niggas. You keep looking for dudes to party with. The reason you can't have a boyfriend is because you don't want the guys that are just chill. I'm like, bro, but they don't suit me. Who's going to fucking hop on a plane with me? The homebody nigga that don't want to leave? What if I have 4 days off? I'm like, baby, let's go to Mexico. The fun nigga's going to go.
So again, I just think that there's negative attributes being added to those things. Like, when we think of a partner, we want a partner that's at least got similar interests. This is just one of those similar interests that you have that you're like, I want someone to match that energy. Like, I know we talk about opposites attract a lot, but if this is one of those things that you really like, you can find a partner that's really into that as well.
And I look at my parents' relationship a lot as the pinnacle of what I want. Not just a man to take care of me, because I'm not necessarily looking for that. I'm very independent. Not saying my mother's super dependent, but she's just very much like, my man is handling this.
Right.
I thought about my father and how passive he is and how chill he is about my mom going out and he doesn't have to be there. But then I'm actually thinking back and I'm like, oh, my dad is the introvert, but never was my mom out and my dad wasn't dancing with her or wasn't smiling at her, having fun. I mean, my dad's in a wheelchair now, but I remember that shit. Like getting up, being excited about how his wife was the life of the, like that I do need it. And so
what it sounds like is what I realized was happening with me. You just want someone that's not going to dim your light.
Mm-hmm.
You want someone that's literally just going to accept you for you. You don't want to take away the joys of your life, the things that bring you happiness. That is actually a basic ask for a relationship and for someone that you deem should love you. And that's the thing too, like in dating, I think like we have these ideas of the wifey material or the girl who's going to get cuffed or wiped or what is deemed as the right type of behavior to be a girlfriend or a wife or a mother. A lot of those things are going out the window now. But if this is something that you enjoy, I guarantee you, because these niggas like doing it, they like being outside. If you're someone that they enjoy being around, they're not going to mind going to the club and partying with you as well.
But also, I think what is conflicting and interesting when I'm thinking about this is like, I really do believe to most men, I don't think settling down, they don't want the girl that's necessarily outside. I think it's a small pool for that. There's someone that
Girl, we already both swimming in small pools,
oh,
bitch.
Right.
And we really think about it, the pools are small, bitch. We swimming in ponds. We swimming in the little kiddie pools that you got to blow up. And guess what? It's so old school. There ain't no pump, bitch. We in the pools where you got to, bitch, you got to blow it. And then you might have to take a break and come back. That's the type of pools we swimming in, bitch. So you just got to know
it's very much above ground, kitty.
It's going to be hard.
But like, it's crazy because you know what I did not write down? And I was like going through it. Bitch, I wrote nothing down about him having money. And this list 10 years ago, 5 years ago, money was almost first. I remember some of the things I wrote. I want them to be weird to someone else and not me. I want them to be alternative in some way. I brought up attractive in like the first 3 lines. I brought up smarter than me.
It would be my first 3 lines too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like
shallow.
As a bitch who's fucking a nigga right now that like I just want to fuck all the time because he's so fine to me.
Oh, I know. I would have been in jail. If I got played the way I did by an ugly nigga, I would have been like,
yo, chill, bro.
My nigga gotta be fine. And this is the mental fuck of it all, okay? I'm gonna excuse his nutty ass fuckboy behavior because he's fine. I knew what I was signing up for. A ugly nigga try me, bitch, I'm on snapped.
I mean, here's the thing too.
What the fuck?
Because it's like you really fumbled me and you not okay. Bitch. Anyway, I'm sorry.
And I pay my own bills. Fuck out of here.
Alternative was on there. In whatever way that is, I don't know. But I realized
he don't have nail polish. We know.
No, maybe he doesn't. But like, maybe he's just a weird ass fucking nigga that doesn't like normal shit, whether it be music or he's got a fucking weird ass interest. I don't know, but like something about it that makes him different.
Okay.
Also, I think another thing I wrote on there is like taking serious pleasure in my elevation. And I've noticed with my closer friends how they take pleasure in my wins and successes. And I'm not saying Old Bay never did that, but I've known certain men over others to be like, fuck yeah, bitch, you fucking doing it. Like, you know, and I love that energy from a man, which is really why.
That would probably be top 3 for me now. Because I didn't get it. Because I realized how draining it was to be with someone who, in moments that I was elated, found a reason to argue, found a reason to make me feel sad because the relationship wasn't where I wanted. I want someone who for sure can be around and pour into me. And maybe someone who sees more in me than I see in myself. Because, bitch, I see a lot of myself. So if I can get a man around me that doesn't sit here, like, I'll never forget it. There was, and I may have said it on this pod. There's one thing that was said to me that when I've shared it with other men, they're like, oh, he was a hater. I remember we got together. I started the box. I started the pod with Bridget. I got the show with MTV. I'm doing all these things. And it was all literally things I said I wanted to do. And I remember hearing, you better keep asking for what you want now because this doesn't last forever. Literally, I was told that this is a moment in your life. I'm seeing you get everything you want. This shit ain't gonna be forever. So you better keep asking because you may be in a moment where you lose all of it. That was said to me in a moment where I was like, first off, I was busting my ass. Second of all, I was in a place of like, wow, the sky's the limit. I'm doing things I would have never fucking imagined. And you're telling me that there's a time limit on this and that I need to go ahead and just hurry up and get whatever else
Even
more
if
I want.
you believed it,
bro, he said that to me.
Why say it?
And I don't know in what experiences he's had where maybe he's seen someone get everything and lose it all after. But he literally was like, I've sat here and seen you manifest the things that you want in life. You don't know when it's going to end, but it's going to end. So you better get everything you want now. And a part of one of our bigger breakups was after AVN. He made me, although he came with me there, made me feel really bad for us being a part of AVN. And was like, brought up like the whiteness of it and was like, oh, but it's just sex. Is that where you want to be for your whole life? And oh, why aren't you doing this? And was like, we elevated, we're accepting a nomination.
We looked beautiful.
And we looked beautiful. We felt beautiful. Even though we left after the first nominee, we got to be a part of building the elevation of what this show was that we've been doing for 7 years.
And this is something that I was saying to, I went on a date, I was saying with someone super rich and famous. And one of the things we were talking about together, I was like, I don't even need this nigga to be like hella lit. I need them to just fucking thrive in their work, be really good at what they do to where they're feeling so much fulfillment. Mm-hmm. Old Bay was making great money, but I could tell he was bored. He was in his mid-40s. Yeah. But like, great, we lived a life we lived. But also, and this is no shade to him, I also think he's a piece of shit. I hate him. But I think he was just more passionate about life than work. And in that particular point in my life, I had a passion and it was my work. So that was kind of out of alignment for
Mind
us.
you, bitch, same. I was with a fucking retired nigga.
And that can be difficult.
And he was like, I lived my life and I'm here. You are just...
Which is okay if you can at least...
But the parallel, I don't think we think of where are our partners at in their life. Like, I think when we draw a list,
what phase are you in?
What phase are you in your life? We know, we've talked about Build-A-Bear niggas. We've talked about holding niggas down. We've talked about maybe meeting someone young and knowing that they have a lot of growing to do. They have a lot of growth to do, even maybe in their job. I think now, me being with someone who was retired and like, I did all the work I could do. I'm making my pension. I have this. This is me. I didn't realize the resentment of, oh, he's at a place where his life work-wise has ended. He feels like he's worked his blue collar, white collar, whatever job he's worked at for the 20 plus years of his life. He's now in a place where he's receiving the fruits of his labor. I'm in a grind mode. I'm not even halfway where I want to be. And I realized that it doesn't matter where he's at in industry, right? He could work corporate. He could be somewhere else. He doesn't have to be in my industry at all. But I need the grind. I need to be able to have someone to understand the struggles of a setback or really being in a place where you're excelling and now you're thinking, okay, damn, reach this goal. Let me move the goalpost a little bit. I realize that I need someone that's in that same place so that we can sit here and root each other on.
It is a little bit difficult when you are with someone that doesn't necessarily have your same tenacity in that. But,
yeah,
and I don't even know if it was an incompatibility with Old Bay at all. Like, he was definitely making enough money. And I don't know. But I what you're saying, yeah. I don't know. There's a few things that have shown me recently through the men I've been dating what I like. I was at Cadence, that restaurant that I shouted out. And when we were sitting in there, I was with the nigga that took me, who's a dread nigga. And some fans were there. And he looked at me and he was like, this is power. Like, do you feel that? And I'm laughing because this is just in my brain, my friends I've never met before.
I know they listen to the podcast. Y'all ain't have no right telling Weezy I left because I didn't want vegan food. I
He
felt
said
away.
Mandii was cool. He said Mandii was cool, but she didn't want to, she didn't know it was vegan.
Not only was it vegan, they didn't have a bar. And so I felt, but
Girl,
I'm like,
they had cocktails in a bar.
They
Let me finish
had
this out
wine,
because
but
I'm in this brain of it. And I really want
I don't
people
like that they telling on
to
me.
hear this when they are talking to someone that they feel may need some words of encouragement. He told me that I need to start seeing myself in the way other people see me. And I think that that's a great compliment to give someone when you know there's someone who's liked, because I definitely don't underestimate like influence and influencer shit. I think it's silly. But when he said that to me, there was another man that week who's a friend of mine who told me that he loved watching me. And I was telling you this on the plane. He was like, do you see how lovable you are? You're so easy to love. Like, if you don't, people don't have to know what Whoreible is or Weezy, or they don't care. Like, you're lovable. And I think that when you're someone, maybe it could sound like I'm being insecure, but when you're someone that's kind of finding their way, men that recognize that in you and that encourage you are definitely keepers. And make sure you're opening your ears and your heart up to those people, because niggas gotta really give a fuck about you to talk to you like that. It's not something to me that is like real basic bitch. Like, you could do it. Like, that's a real thing to say to someone, and a kind thing. And when dating, if you're seeing that in the person that you're dating, make sure you're that person. That to me is what will separate you from the pack. I also wanted to know what you thought about this other thing I put on my list. On the list, I put someone that is communicating how they feel about me. Do you think that you need, if actions are being shown, someone to tell you that they're feeling you, that they're fucking with you? Or do you think actions are enough?
This goes to what your kink is. You like affirming. I want to see actions. What
are your love languages?
I think they change. I think acts of service is now absolutely number one. Physical touch would be number two. Then I would say I've added it back because I feel like I lacked it in my last relationship. I want gifts again. Bitch, shower me. I realize that that's been a thing that I've even been asking. Nigga. And then what are the other two? I said physical acts of service. I don't need
quality time.
I don't need words of affirmation, and quality time is actually where I feel like I've lacked with my last partner, because work has come first, then friends. And so quality time, I'll squeeze it in. And I know that was a problem. I'll pencil quality time in because that fits around my entire schedule. I'll pencil you in, but everything else comes first. So, but to me, acts of service, making my life less stressful, bringing peace to me, touching me, caressing me, holding me,
nigga, my
cuddling.
Shit totally changed.
Yeah,
quality time was number 5.
Oh yeah, that's number 5 for me now.
It just went to number 1.
Okay,
and I think it's because I've been so happy with the person that I'm dating, and I'm like, what is making me so happy? 1, it's the time that I'm spending, and 2, it's the attention. Like, he's very attentive when giving me time, kissing me, touching me, like
that's physical touch.
Hands
so that's
all
number
over
2?
me. But I think he's just making a lot of good use of the quality time. It's not just a dinner.
Well, no, but
it's like a really big connection.
That's my thing. If we have the time together, make it like I want it to be amazing. Which is why, like, I think we would do beach days. We would, do literally dinner, then a bar, then end up at the sex club. And it would literally be a night that started at 5 o'clock and end at 5 a.m. It would be the entire time. But I think that I didn't feel good the next day, and I still had to get up and work. Like, he was retired. So the idea of us having these rock star nights and then me having to come in and record, or nigga, you done fucked my throat to death, I gotta talk. Like, I realized there was a bit of resentment because sometimes I just wanted to be in the house.
Dude, I think I'm gonna say this and like seriously mean this. Maybe old niggas aren't for me and that's some of the entrepreneurial shit that, like, I kind of got to see you get up. I really don't like when men don't have a schedule.
No, and then also I realized, and I worked through it, y'all. I realized it probably wasn't good of me because I know you're not as busy as me. If he had a schedule or anything to do,
you didn't take it serious.
What the fuck you got to do?
That's a little mean.
And it could be. And I'm very aware of that. You don't have a job. You don't have kids. Like, what the fuck you got to do?
So what did he do?
I'm finally off. I don't know.
Did he have a hobby?
Go to funerals and fly to Panama for suits. So, like, again, clearly he was juggling his time with other women. But, like, that's probably where my discomfort came in. You lying. What the fuck do you really got to do? Where you really got to go?
Damn, bitch.
And so, like...
Nah, you niggas need a routine.
I would like... And I've been saying it. I actually would not mind when niggas hop in my comments and they hop on here, ooh, y'all wouldn't date no regular nigga. I actually don't mind a man having a schedule. I don't mind a man... I don't mind a man being a part of a fucking book club if he has to be. I would be okay with a man having some sort of routine and schedule, because also that may come from a control factor where, bitch, because if you veer off, bitch, what you doing? Like, I wouldn't mind a man having a guy.
Maybe
it's a control thing.
I'm about to tell you something a man said they like.
Schedule.
Now, ladies, I just want to say, if you don't have necessarily a passion, like we just brought up passion, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a call center, maybe you're doing something that kind of is
maybe
mundane.
Maybe FedEx, because niggas getting $150 now.
Maybe something that's a little bit...
come and drop that package off, baby.
Maybe
Sorry.
you have a job that's like office or something where you're not moving too much. I want to say this because I think it would be important for you to know. Having an extracurricular thing that you do is very attractive.
I will say he did used to do that. He used to run.
Okay, that's hot.
And he would work out with his brother. Like, there was a healthcare gym routine.
That's nice.
And I do like that.
If you listen to the Poor Minds episode with Mandii and I, and you heard us talk about, or heard me talk about a man that I know that's a millionaire that's dating a girl that works at a...
Yeah, we're not going to say it, a retail store.
A retail store. I'm going to tell y'all what he told me last fucking week. And that episode was recorded almost a month ago. I was like, what's up?
By the time they hear this, 2 months ago.
Maybe. I was like, what's up? Your bitch still working? Da, 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 da. And he was like, bro. He was like, yeah, like, it's crazy because she has like sometimes off hours. And she does have a higher position in the job than I thought. The retail chain is kind of basic, bitch. But she does a decent job at it, right? So he said, but she's just hella busy this week. And I was like, doing what? And he was like, she's learning Japanese right now.
Oh.
I was like, really? Why? He's like, she's just really into watching anime and learning about it. And she just thinks it's just something she wants to do. And I was like, wow. So, you got to take her to Japan, right? He's like, oh, like now I'm excited to like take her not only to like Japanese restaurants.
Bitch, they about to do omakases to death.
That's
I love me your omakase.
He's like, I want her to understand what this means. Even when we're having omakase, why certain traditional things happen. Like,
I love omakase.
I'm telling you, when I'm listening to him talk, and it's so funny because we were kind of making fun of him for not doing enough. This man is so just enthralled by her. And he's like, bro, another bitch on my line is making $1 million through some fucking clothing brand she got.
Men do not care about how much money we make.
Right. But he said to me, the girl is making mad bread. And he was like, she's an entrepreneur. She's like killing it with this clothing brand. I'll tell you who she is in a minute. You know who she is. Most of us know who she is. He's like, but I don't know anything else she does for self. He's like, she's beautiful. Like, the bitch works out, but like, I don't know if she...
Why can't working out be for self?
But because he said he doesn't think that she's doing anything beyond vanity. He's like, it's just, you're a baddie. You make money being bad until you sell gym clothes. And like, that's why you're bad. And he's like, but like, I don't know if she learns anything. He's like, never has she told me she went on a trip because she wanted to explore a culture. And he's like, this is just different for me. And he's like, this girl's fucking different. And
but it's not that it's what we talked about in the very beginning. That may be something he does. So now you've met someone who is doing something in the same lane of what you like.
I think it's more about just being...
I'll be honest with you, the way you used to speak about the gym, the way the gym has now become a part of my healing and my mental health, I would hate for a guy to be like, yeah, but the gym is for vanity. That's become something that actually makes me feel good. I'm going to classes. Like, I think I don't like the putting into buckets what things matter to people and what don't. And so to sit here and say she's doing things just for vanity, the gym was a place I never really liked. It's now something that I go at the end, we meditate, we do the We do all the things.
Maybe
and
maybe
I
if you're
enjoy it
dating
for
someone
me.
and you discuss that with them, you'd know, right? Like we don't necessarily know the ins and outs of
Like
their
I ain't going
convo.
to the gym to get a 6-pack.
I mean, maybe
It's something that now allows me to disconnect for an hour.
maybe that's you though, right? So like, I think if someone's dating someone, they know when they're that type of person. Like, shout out to Kayla Nicole. Kayla is a fitness girl. She's, talks about her fitness journey online. And I literally was reading something she said the other day, and I see why people get very inspired by that, because she was like, oh, this is like the thing that's getting my body alive today. Like, we got to be grateful for mobility. Like, this is really working my brain. And I was like, damn, I feel that alignment. Like, I really do. It's just like what you're saying. But I'm bringing all this up to say there are so many ways to where we can become a better person for ourselves, and somebody else will be watching you and inspired by that. And especially when it's in a romantic relationship, I just think we very seldom hear that. I don't really get to hear my homeboys talk about women in that way. They're normally talking about how bad they are or whatever it is. So I just kind of like that, because when I hear about people talking about people like that, it's normally girls talking about niggas they met. It's very rarely men are like, wow, she is XYZ. I feel like we're always looking at some dude on this pedestal. So I just love hearing men appreciate women in that way. And I think we got to start doing that shit for ourselves, ladies. Not just to catch a nigga, but on some real shit, to have something else.
I feel you.
I want to learn Japanese now, too.
Child, well, let's get into our vanilla shit, y'all. Vanilla shit for this week is a debate that is probably WPS, but actually is probably everyone, because they are now having a debate regarding, this is from the New York Post, whether you should shower before sex. This debate is coming amidst the bedbug infestation that has taken place in Europe, because it has moved from France to more places, and is also being traveled because it's at the airport.
What kills these niggas besides heat?
I don't know. I think alcohol and Terminators. So there's a blogger by the name of Carla Bellucci who is urging people to freshen up before hitting the sheets, and adding that it could help prevent the spread of the blood-sucking parasites. I don't want anything smelling. Feet, breath, anything. For me, it has to be clean. If not, I get the ick. Even if I had to sit in the sink, I would do it. Just freshen up. I would be uncomfortable otherwise. She said that being clean has made for more enjoyable sexual experiences overall, and wasn't just to prevent the spread of bed bugs.
Did you know that bed bugs, remember when we were growing up and they said lice can't get into Black people's hair?
Well, it's because of, a lot of the times it's because of the products.
Right,
so they like a dry environment, and because of the, and I learned this.
Well, no.
Well, they don't like the grease. They don't, so the things that we use, perms, grease,
lice? I thought it was because it was the hair was straight and they can.
It's not about the coarseness of the hair. It's about that. So they feed on the scalp. They don't feed on the hair. So it's the fact that, mind you, which is why it's connected now to PCOS, cancer, and all these things. A lot of the products that we put in our hair to relax it or just to grease it down literally clog the pores of our scalp. Lice eat on blood, and they're eating out of your scalp.
Ew.
So it's not the hair. Sorry if y'all are eating lunch right now.
This is what I was going to say.
But yeah, so that's what it is. It's not about the texture of our hair. It's the products that we put in our hair.
Ew. Okay, what was I going to say? Yeah. Met this girl. I think she works at a place called Rockefeller in LA. And she was like, girl, you not going to believe some of the shit that people come with in their dreads.
Oh, of course.
She's like, bed bugs are the number one thing.
In their dreads. Interesting.
She said to cut off hair. I wanted to, just when you said that, I went to a Japanese head spa in LA. When you talked about clogged pores.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all seen these videos.
I do.
Where they massage the head for 45 minutes.
Yep.
Bro, they put a camera. It was only like $100. They put a little camera in my head to show me the follicles before. Bitch, that shit was looking gunked up. And I was like, damn.
But you have braids and you put a lot of product in your hair probably.
But like, I don't even really. I think it was just like old gel from like literally that day of. Washed my hair with the braids in it. And was showing me the follicles after. Like, my scalp looked different, bro. She also talked about how the center of your head, if it's like red or tense, like that means you could have liver or heart problems.
Oh yeah,
bro, it's crazy.
It's the same thing with reflexology. When you go and put your feet in the water and it changes colors, it can tell you about your body. I wanted to know, because we've talked about it. Now, we don't really think of bed bugs before fucking a nigga that turned us on and things like that. So I want to know, if you're out all day, you're going on dates now, is it a task for either of y'all to shower before having sex or getting into the bed or fucking on the couch? Or is that a thing? I remember saying one of the most sexiest things that my last partner used to do was it didn't matter what we were doing, where we were at, he washed his fucking hands. Because a lot of our sex started with a lot of touching, fingering, things like that.
Oh, no. I
I
got BV from a finger.
Yeah, as soon as you come into the house, wash your fucking hands. But I'll be honest, bitch, we did not shower after every time. Or we could be out, we could be watching Sunday football. I've been to where I see niggas now. Oh, bitch, you done with your game now? Where he probably showered. I came from the game and met you at the hotel after. Like, I'm not showering in between.
I only shower after, like, when I'm with a nigga, like, if we were in a club. Normally, if I'm going to, like, dinner or something like that, like, I was clean before then we start fucking. And I'm not saying I only shower after
I don't
club.
fully shower, but if I have to go to your hotel room, I might make a wet rag and literally just no soap, because I don't want it to smell like soap. I don't want it to taste like soap. So I'll wet up a rag and literally make sure ass is super clean, pussy.
Oh yeah, I'll do a hot towel.
I'll do the hot towel thing for sure.
But like, no, I'm really trying to think about before I have sex with someone. Just like only when we're like coming back from a club and we lit. I just went to some club. Where was I? LeBain, bitch. And when I'm lit, we start smoking. We literally walked in the door at 3 a.m. and I was like, oh yeah, like we're club whores. Like we have to shower, bitch. It was bad. I was in the shower. He was peeing. It was like that drunk sex that you about to have.
Right.
But the only thing that I could think about is the ick of other people. If it's just dinner and something light,
to me, it's also the ick of smells. If we were in a hookah bar, nigga, we've been sitting in smoke all night. If we are at a club where everybody been smoking weed, to me, there is a smell of outside or whatever room we're in.
That's why my braids don't last, actually.
To me, it's
because I'm a little outdoorsy hoe.
It's the smell
I be in the streets,
wherever
nigga.
you're at.
After that motherfucking hike I took where y'all bitches was dragging me for going to Connecticut for a hike. Bitch.
Who was dragging you for going to a hike?
Bruh, there was 3 girls. I was on live. That was like, I can't believe you took your ass on the Metro North. First of all, bitch, I'm getting dick.
I mean, I still catch the train. So them drag you for taking a train to Connecticut, which is 30 minutes to an hour away, depending on how deep you went. I used to live in the Bronx.
It was an hour and a half.
Okay, well, I used to live in the Bronx, and Connecticut was literally a 25-minute ride.
Which is why, like, I get it. Like, if he's driving there, cool. If he was already there, like, bitch, damn, I can't take a train.
They're probably in the middle of America and don't realize that we live by Connecticut and Jersey.
Them was some New York hoes in my comments.
But we could get to other states fairly quickly. I wanted for our hors d'oeuvre this week, because we're talking about showers, there are some tips for successful shower sex. And while I'm not a fan...
There is no shower sex that's successful.
While I'm not a fan, here are some tips. Be prepared, first off. So make sure any and all toys are charged. Place the lube in an easily accessible place. They say that because water is not lube. I know it's wet, but it ain't the type of wetness that you want during sex. So place lube in an easily accessible place. Confirm that you're both comfy with the water temperature. That's a big one. Because, baby, when I hop out the shower, my skin is blistering red. I like it really hot. That don't feel good on a nigga balls. It don't feel good on the shaft. And you want that motherfucking water temperature.
Sorry to that man, because I want it.
Great. So please do that. Also, keep starting positions in mind. You want to also be sure to add a non-slip mat. I think that's the fear that also allows people not to really get into the vibe in the shower, is that they're scared they're going to slip. There are a ton. You can go to the motherfucking Dollar Tree, okay? Get you a non-slip mat. That's another one. Tidy the shower beforehand. This is important because I've been in a lot of my friends' homes lately. Bitch, y'all have every product. It'd be 100 motherfucking products around. If we're going to be grabbing and holding on to stuff, you don't want it to be to where you knock a whole bunch of products over and now you ruin the moment.
Also,
you got to pick up your face wash, your motherfucking coochie wash,
there shouldn't be
wash.
that many things in the shower anyway. I had a feng shui lady come. Y'all will see it on Sex Sells. She came and she basically talked about how many things I probably don't use daily in the shower. I was like, damn, it was only 3 things. Pussy wash, Labo Noir 29, and a fucking like coconut rice body wash that I use. However, I have mad shampoo and conditioner, different types, masks, whatever. I don't wash my hair every day.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to lie.
You do?
because I'm a blonde person, like I do a lot of the purple shampoo and then I have regular shampoo.
Do you wash your hair every day? Do you have to?
No. It depends. Like when I do a lot of foaming lotions. So I don't like that those chemicals sit in my hair and it ends up changing my hair color. Like I'm platinum. So I constantly, if I'm doing finger waves or I have a setting lotion in my hair, I wash it out because I don't want it to affect my texture, but also the color.
You know what I wanted to know? So right now I have a kind of reddish braids. All my niggas, all 1.5, said this is their favorite hair on me.
Okay.
What is men's favorite for you?
I honestly don't care. It's what I feel comfortable in.
I'm just asking. What do people say they like on you?
It's weird because
my favorite's the blonde.
Well, I'm in the cut that most niggas before I cut my hair was like, bitch, I ain't fucking you if you bald head. A lot of niggas don't like bald head bitches. Niggas love this shit. Like when 24/7 came back over after we took our little break during the pandemic and during my relationship, he said, I really like this. I like this little blonde shit on you. Like, so right now it's this.
I don't like I like the cut on you. My favorite of the colors is blonde. Then my second favorite hairstyle on you, I would say, I saw some pictures of us that Siggy brought where you had the curl. I liked you in a curly weave. That was cute.
Yeah, that was my go-to. But I mean, the curly weave for me, especially the half wig, reminds me of me trying to hide my face or me trying to look smaller. So I used to do really big hair to make my face seem smaller.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, so like when I look at me in the curly hair, I'm so like, this is liberating for me to be able to have a shortcut.
Short hair is bold, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the face
I'm not
for
gonna
it.
lie. 2024, I'm doing the buzz. So it's not gonna be pixie. I'm going buzz. I was gonna do it.
You gonna keep blonde?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep blonde, but I'm going buzz. So I'm going from pixie to like the amber rose, and I'm excited about it.
I have a fun story for you guys.
Go ahead.
Recently, I asked Mandii for some advice about fingering a butthole on Patreon. And it wasn't the butthole that I thought I'd be fingering.
Wait, what?
Had sex with a woman
did you
recently.
Finger a nigga's ear?
I haven't had sex with a woman in a long time, but I had sex with a woman recently. And when I fingered her, she was super clean. No taste, no smell, like just great. Well, perfect pussy taste. And I would also say this person is very clean. I was in their home. After I fingered her asshole, there was a smell in the room that changed.
Okay.
And
she probably had coffee that day.
I literally couldn't finish. I wasn't gonna hide the fact that I could smell the shit. I looked at my hand and I was like, there's no shit here. And I'm like, oh my God, I unlocked her asshole. Like I opened her booty hole.
Wait, there was no
residue.
You know what's crazy?
I was like, the smell, like I opened her booty hole up to where maybe she's like farting.
Maybe it's just on the walls that didn't land in your fingers. It's crazy because I got that little thing. You know when you go to the nail salon,
maybe it's
and
on the walls.
They had that little brush. So I have it in my bathroom because if I'm fingering or doing anything, oh bitch, I scrub under my nails like before and after sex. Like every time I hop in the shower, anytime I'm done with my makeup, I take the little brush and I scrub. I know my stomach's been growling all day. I scrub underneath my nails, but I don't.
Well, I have no nails.
Sex is one of those where it may turn me off. I go into sex now understanding there may be smells, especially like now when I left my relationship and went back to protected sex, the smell of condoms, I was like annoyed by it. I'm not gonna lie.
Condoms stink.
I haven't been using condoms, and I realized my pussy when I rubbed it, like just the smell on his dick when I sucked it after. I had to realize like there's literal smells that come with sex.
So I just want to say
you just can't be bothered by them.
When the shit came out of her ass,
you said there was no shit on your fingers, so the shit didn't come out.
Shit came out of her ass.
The smells happen.
It was super uncomfortable because I feel like her and I were both very aware that like we couldn't finish. And she texted me about it after. And the text message almost made it more uncomfortable. She's like, oh, here's the thing. And I'm bringing this up because I feel like we need to talk about how to get away from awkward situations. The text message I got was so insecure and weird and uncomfortable that like I felt myself trying to pacify her for the moment, and I wish we could have just like laughed it off. She was like, it was like almost like a long. I don't even want to read it because I feel bad. But basically, it was like this bitch was like, I feel like you're never gonna see me again. Da 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 da. I've known her for just like a little bit. We've been flirting around. We'll like grab a drink randomly, and so we had sex. Where like it was a very quick thing.
Okay.
So when it happened, I had felt like maybe it would have happened in the past, but when it happened, I feel like when I say would have happened in the past, I mean just us fucking. I felt like she could have just been like, "Oh my God, girl, let's jump in the shower." Like there could have been this something that you covered it up with, but instead you just wrote me and told me how I'm never going to see you again because XYZ happened. How
I mean, but there was probably a level like where you made her feel uncomfortable. But I mean, we've talked about this. I think it was with 4. Like we both respond very differently to bodily functions. I would say we talked about the farting with 4. I'm fine and comfortable with that, and I don't think there's a problem with it.
I don't know if there's a way I could make someone feel comfortable for shit. I think what we could do is like...
But it wasn't even shit. It was just the smell of an anus.
It wasn't the smell of an anus, Mandii. Basically, what I think happened was after my hand came out of her, not my whole hand. It was like 2 or 3 fingers, though. I just think that the fart were like silent.
Was there anything on the sheets?
Here's what I'm saying. I feel like there has to be some kind of dialogue that you have when we all can smell something. Stank pussy too, bro. Like, when my hand came out of her, I think she just kept farting. I think her butt was like open. And like the fart was so intense, bro. Like, you know when it's thick in the air? I don't know if there's a world...
Did you hear a noise?
There's music on.
I mean, there's air. I mean, to me, I'm not going to lie. I go into anything anal understanding there may be a mess or a smell. I mean, we're humans. We can't control that.
If there is a mess and a smell, are we not going to talk about the mess and the smell?
There's nothing she could have... I mean, damn, your stomach really growling.
I'm hungry.
I'm starving. To me, there's no... It's just really loud. And look, you can't help that your stomach is growling.
I'm not shitting on the...
She probably... There was no shit. It was just a smell. It's an anal smell. To me, I'm not going to lie. There's nothing to talk about. It's a humanly bodily function. Bitch, I was in the motherfucking Delta Lounge the other day. This nigga walked by and we heard me, this lady across me and the lady next to me. We all just looked at each other. We're like, yep, that's what he just did. He just farted, didn't fucking apologize, kept on walking to the motherfucking buffet and didn't say nothing. So we're all just looking at each other. We have a quick laugh. And then, bitch, we all go back to our laptops.
That hoe knew her motherfucking booty hole.
Okay, I know it stunk.
She asked for it.
I'm not going to lie. I've looked on the sheet and seen something on the sheet. Bitch, I might pull the blanket over it.
Yeah.
Do I sit here and be like, damn, you see the skid mark I left on the sheets? No. I sit here and I'm in the booty hole, like, if anything is happening in the booty hole, bro, we don't sit here and acknowledge that a bodily function took place. We literally... realize that that's what we were...
I feel like you can say this.
Bro, we don't talk about it.
I feel like you can say this because you didn't smell it.
No, but I've had anal sex.
Have you ever smelled eggs when they're old?
Bitch, I have fucking pegged a nigga and I pulled that shit out and shit was on the strap. I have definitely seen and smelled shit. I have seen skid marks on sheets. To me, if you are going into the booty hole, what I'm not going to do is make someone feel like, damn, they stanky or I know where I'm at. I know where you at. Either or. And no, I'm not going to lie. There has never been a conversation about anything left or smelt while anal sex. We literally go and clean up and get back into it.
The emotional dumping on me was the issue. Also, she doesn't know I have a podcast, which is why I'm feeling uncomfortable to talk about this in this moment.
Girl, you brought it up.
Right. I'm saying this is why. That's why I'm bringing it up. She doesn't know I have a podcast, so that's why I'm feeling comfortable to talk about it. But
not you having someone that don't know you have a podcast. Now, where'd you meet her? Because, bitch, I'm trying to meet niggas that don't know I got a podcast.
Honestly, in the Lower East Side. But she's foreign, so that's probably why. Like, she's not... And it's crazy, because when you meet Black foreign people, it's, like, even funnier, because you're just like, damn, you are really not African-American. Wow, all right. But, no.
I mean, we have a lot of... our
No. I'm saying when you're having conversations, like, even hip-hop and whatever.
We got South Africa, we got London, we got a lot of places overseas
with hip-hop,
that
like,
fuck with us.
Yeah,
Ghana too, bitch. I went to Ghana. I didn't realize how many fucking Whoreible members were in Ghana.
No, I mean, I'm dating an African dude who's like, yo, like, this country ass shit you be listening to do not resonate, bitch. But I think like what made it crazier was the request for the anal shit and then the emotional dumping after. So that kind of like really made me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like, I don't want this to now be something where like, you know, if you're hella insecure about it, you got to dump on somebody else, bro. You can't dump on the person you just had sex with.
That's why you're talking about it on the podcast. You're dumping right now.
No, I'm
Dumping
saying like,
the dump.
I didn't just fuck you and fart in your face, Mandii.
But see, I've had a girl fart in my face while I ate her pussy and I laughed about it later. Bodily functions. They don't bother me. Bodily functions.
You were trying to shame me for not being able to have sex through shit.
I'm not. Me and her literally never talked about the fact that she farted while I was eating her pussy after.
I would have laughed too. If it was the noise.
Going, but we kept going.
Okay, you know what?
Noise, smell, skid marks. I told you. If you in a Buddha hole, just expect it.
It was like I opened something that was expired and rotting for a week.
Oh my God.
It was like a tapeworm was in her stomach. That's how bad it was. But okay.
Anyway, we haven't really done home mail in quite some time. We're going to get into home mail. Clearly, the horrible decision this week was all about the Buddha hole. So I have this pulled up, and I feel like they're probably from San Francisco. I don't know. Because it says home mail. Fuck the whole family. This is the subject line. This is a lot of things. This is a confession, a request for advice, and a shout out to Mandii because I'm going through something similar, aka dating a fucking shapeshifter. The short version, there are two sisters in a family, and I have fucked each of their significant others at different points in my life.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, bitch.
Is this the nigga from?
No, this was just sent while we was in Orlando, so this is not not old.
Wow.
I should mention that I did not do this intentionally and only found out when I started deep dive stalking my most recent partner. The first sister travels a lot for work. She's a girl boss. Her man worked as a DJ at a club, and I fucked him at 20 on a messy night. I was young and on Molly, and he was a beautiful 6'4" linebacker-looking dude who wanted to eat my pussy. How could I say no?
How could you?
After exchanging numbers and hooking up with him for a few months, I did the classic girl thing and stalked his social media. When I found out he had a long-term girlfriend, I ghosted him, but didn't tell her. I was 20 and didn't want all the drama. The second sister.
No.
Fast forward 7 years later. I met a seemingly sweet guy on Tinder who just got out of a relationship and was looking for something, no pressure. We hit it off and started an open relationship that lasted for a few years. At the early stages of dating, he mentioned kicking his ex out of his house for being dishonest, LOL. And upon doing the deep dive back on Instagram, I see that it is the sister of the girl who's still dating the lying-ass, cheating-ass DJ. I said nothing and chalked it up to a creepy coincidence. The sisters don't live in the same city. Within the 4 years that I was in the open relationship, he was sweet, he was giving, and he was obsessed. Picked up my dry cleaning, made breakfast every morning and dinner every night. But something in my heart didn't feel right. I met his friends, his family, and we saw each other damn near every day. I refused to let him meeting my family and only let him meet a handful of friends because something just didn't feel right. We talked about hooking up with other people casually early on in our relationship, but he constantly insisted that other than the early few months, he was only sleeping with me, even going as far as getting upset if he found out that other guys were in my DMs or hitting me up. I recently found out he was still with his girlfriend since the second year of us dating. All his friends knew. I found out there were times where we were at his house minutes apart. She left things at his house, and he would pack them into the garage every time I came over. Here are the questions and confusion. In the last year-ish, our biggest issue was he would get upset and constantly express that it hurt him that I wanted to keep our relationship open because he wasn't seeing anyone else. Multiple times, I even expressed that I would find it hot if he hooked up with another girl. But still, he insisted he didn't want to and was only interested in me. All the while, he had a girlfriend. Why do niggas do this? Like, is this some psycho-ass shit?
Yes.
It is, because X did that. Do I tell his girlfriend that I know about her and he has been seeing both of us for 4 years? She 100,000,000% has no idea. Is it messy if I also tell the other sister that I fucked her man over 5 years ago? They are now engaged, but he is still a bum-ass DJ, so I'm sure he's still cheating. Also, what are the odds that there are two sisters living in two different nearby cities and I fuck both their men? What the fuck is my luck? I want to speak about the first one only because as someone who has opened up about
tired.
It's a lot. I actually spoke about being fine. I was reprimanded for not cooking that much in the end of my relationship. I was reprimanded for traveling, for working so much, for having to pencil him in, to the point where there was a conversation. If you need someone to show you the time because this is what you need with your retired ass while I'm on the road that you are invited to but haven't chose to meet me in every city, let's talk about what it looks like for you having someone while I'm away. He was insistent on the fact that sex was not that important to him. He didn't need that much attention. It wasn't that. Mind you, he clearly was fucking 4 bitches out of the sex club and going to the sex club before and after and without me. So to me, I do think it's some psycho ass shit, but I also think there's a level of men still not believing that that would be okay. Whether you express it or not, whether you're talking about being open or not, I think men would rather not deal with the headache of constantly being questioned about shit or having the drama that they know normally comes with fucking off or fucking with multiple women. So I think this is their way of literally like, no, I only want you. Because I think men believe we want to hear that. Although we would much rather prefer honesty.
It's very exhausting though for honest men.
I agree.
So I would say, yeah, I think you were hitting a point when you said that they just say, I only want you because it appeases them. Like literally, I have a friend right now who's dating maybe 6 to 8 women.
Okay.
And was like, bro, like, I feel like I'm hurting these girls just by telling them the truth. And he's like, but I'm not going to lie to them. He's like, they're asking me if there's other women. He's like, I can almost like see the pain and I got to cut them off because like, I don't want them to.
But those women probably want monogamy. This woman said, I've offered an open relationship to him. So I'm mad that he lied that he had someone else when I've literally said, let's be open. I think women are hurt when they want monogamy and they don't want to share their partner. When you have a woman telling you, let's be open, and you lying about another partner, that's different.
Men are used to lying.
Men are used to lying. So I think that that's where the lie is easier for them because now, wait, learning how to be honest? Whew.
Fucking the family members.
That's hard.
I fucking the sisters, niggas. Bro, I was getting a little confused.
I mean, she clearly just had relationships 7 years apart with 2 different men that happened to literally be fucking sisters. That's not hard to, like, the world is a lot smaller than we
because it was
believe.
like, do I tell?
And then I think even one of them, she's like, do I tell the girlfriend? Because I know the girlfriend doesn't know. To me, there's malice in that. If you've opened up about having an open relationship, that needs to be a conversation he needs to have with her.
The telling the girlfriend thing, here's the thing.
Bitch, we done had the Hey Barbara, this is Shirley.
I want to give a shout to my Hey Barbara girl. We've been talking a lot. We talk all the time.
I told my Hey Barbara girl, stop texting me because you still want to fuck that nigga.
Nah, mine is just hella dope. Like, just honestly, we both blocked him. Like, we're both like, bitch, we moved on. She was telling me about her new niggas that she was visiting this weekend. I like gifted her something. She gifted me a Basquiat painting. Like,
okay,
we're cool. I fuck with her. She was at our show in LA. But I brought that up because when she reached out to me, I don't believe she had any malice in it because it wasn't this, let me tell you about that nigga, more than it was like, hey, I'm in this situation and feeling really lost and like, you're the only piece to the puzzle. Now, I don't do that because I genuinely feel like women are going to front on me.
Yep.
And they're just going to go back to the nigga. Her and I chose not to do that. And I say to her all the time, bitch, I really thought you was going to go back to this nigga. She was like, fuck no.
Well, the first girl that contacted me, she was going to be out of the country for some months. She really came at me like she was healing, then went down the same rabbit hole as me in finding out all these things about a narcissist. And for whatever reason, she wanted to heal him, but also was in love with him. Bitch, she was with him for 6 months. I was with him for 3 years. Like, so the fact that she would keep texting me, knowing that she was still talking to him, the last time she reached out to me, I said, girl, if you gonna still fuck this nigga and be in his spell and under his spell, ma'am, I get it. I was there for 3 years. You cannot hit me no more. Because we are not gonna trauma bond over a nigga when he was cheating on me with you. I'm not trauma bonding with you over being with an unwell nigga. We not gonna do that. So I literally had to tell her, do not hit me anymore, bro. I can't help you. I can barely help my goddamn self. I'm healing. leave me alone.
Yeah, I think that we're not supposed to keep like trauma bonding over the dude more than like it's supposed
You're supposed to grow. Leave that nigga. But if one of the bitches is still fucking the nigga, there's no bonding that needs to be happening.
That's what I'm saying. You both have to dead him.
Yeah.
There were moments though in the first 2 weeks where like she would call me and be like asking about a little detail or I'd want to know. And she'd be like, oh my God, why are we doing this to ourselves?
But what?
Now we really don't talk about that nigga anymore. We talk about new niggas. But like seriously, like I wrote her, I was high the other day and I was like, bitch, we were really stressing over this nigga. Like, you know.
And we always stress over the niggas we shouldn't stress over. Raggedy. When you look back at it, and I just did this when we was in Charlotte, I was talking to my ex-nigga cousin. I was like, ew, I really liked him. Yuck. I was disgusted. I was literally like, he even only married because of me, but we're not finna get into that.
My ex-nigga cousin is crazy.
Shirley.
Damn. I want to name this episode, Do I Keep Fucking Through the Smell?
Oh, I literally wrote the title already.
What is it?
By the way, hold on, let me tell you. If you in the hole, there's gonna be a smell.
Okay.
If you in the hole.
I want y'all in the YouTube comments to tell me, was I wrong for stopping through the rotten egg fart? Think of throw up. Think of when you walk outside, or maybe you had someone throw up in a car and you can still smell the throw up. That's how bad it was.
I also may make this a little shorter. If you're in the hole, be prepared. If you're in the hole, it's going to be something, but I might make it smaller.
No, maybe there's always a smell in the hole.
But there's not. Bitch, because my hole be open and I be in the hole. There's not always a smell in the hole.
Well, bitch, you're trying to make me feel like there was.
If you in the hole, there's going to be a mess. There's going to be a smell. There's going to be a bodily function, goddammit. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Whoreible Decisions. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful fucking holiday season.
Leave your booty hole.
We are approaching. Make sure you get all the time off. Make sure you travel. Make sure you be with your family. Make sure if you with a nigga, you get what the fuck you want for the holidays. Let that nigga know I want this. And if he don't get it for you, he don't love you. Anyways, y'all, make sure you support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Whoreible Decisions.
And make sure if you ask for butt play that you're prepared.
That's right. And go on over to whorehive.com. Y'all, we have our holiday sweaters from last year that give you a ho-ho-ho vibe. So if you are going to a ugly sweater party, you can go there in Whorehive fashion.
I will.
So make sure you do that. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to yet another episode of Whoreible Decisions.
Bye.
Bye.